Hey folks, welcome to the Auman Landscape YouTube channel, where our goal is to help you become a better business person, landscape contractor, hardscaper, better marriage with Together in the Trades. Whatever the case is, we're here to help. We hope we provide content of value to you. Folks, always love the shop tours. We're just doing a quarterly shop tour here. We've had a lot of improvements, a lot of updates, and we're gonna walk through that right now. Here we go. This is Levi. Levi, turn around and say hey. You're a celebrity on YouTube, my guy. Also check out Danger Bros 19. That's Levi and Zeke's YouTube channel. So, oh man, professionally shot YouTube video here by my pal Brian Kellett here. So first update, that all you folks worried about Rio Amano passing through here is the pond overflows, which it is currently because of our string algae running over the pond. We'll talk about that. We got our culvert pipes in, which you'll see a dedicated video on us getting actually those beautiful ADS culvert pipes installed here. And the methodology for all that. But we got those in. Now we don't have water running over the driveway, which is super great. It really is helping clean up and professionalize the appearance of the building instead of folks, our prospective clients that come here to review their designs. So that's been a great thing. So that's been a great thing for us here. It's just always a slow process of getting the place where we want to find it ultimately. So as we shoot the most professional YouTube video we maybe have ever shot, again here with Brian, almost said Brian Fullerton. That would be a horrible thing. Brian Kellett. My friend Brian Kellett here shooting the video. Brian Fullerton knows how to make real YouTube videos too. But so we got that going on. One thing too, a little value tip, our dirt pile here, we had one of our guys, one of our newer team members do some dirt work out here, and he made this nice spoils pile for us here. But one thing we're wanting to make sure we're training our guys and our new guys is when you make a spoils pile like this, we'll pan real slow here to the left. When you make a spoils pile like this, you want to, and if it's going to sit for a while, you want to pack that thing in or track it in. You want to make it in a way that you can either run the machine over it and pack it in so that it sheds water and doesn't absorb every bit of rain that it gets. So this is something I learned from Brittany's excavator or operator uncle about tracking that pile of dirt in every time. And that way too, that dirt pile is going to be drier for longer. So don't leave it all loose like this. Pack it down with the hoe bucket, run the machine over it if you can, whatever the case. So value add, there you go, making you better contractors. Now, that being said, new things too, again, we talked about the drainage. This summer, as the field to our right dries up here over next door, we've got permission from the landowners. We're gonna cut a big swale through here to get this pool of water out of here because the pipe inverts are sitting 24 inches below grade, and we only have a total of 4 foot of fall. So it only leaves us with 2 foot of total fall. Over 300 foot, it's like 0.67% slope. So razor's edge for drainage. But that being said, we'll move up to the patio, show you new stuff up the patio. Okay, so one of the next things we did was install an overflow for our pond. This catch basin here represents the overflow from the pond that then ties into an existing 8-inch old farm clay tile. Clay tile can't take that amount of water, so we took the pipe running through there, cut a hole in our catch basin here, which there's a whole video dedicated to this. You can see that. And that pipe runs through here now. I didn't bury this last part here because I've got to pack hydraulic cement in around the catch basin where I punched a hole in it for this SDR pipe to go into there. But this now is preventing, as this thing overflows constantly, is preventing that from just running down the swale here. Now again, the pond is overflowing currently because the pond overflow is clogged with freaking filamentous algae, but we're working our way through that. We're working our way through it. What else can I say? But this will be finished. We'll get it graded and swaled and looking super sharp. So that's phase 85 of the whole place here. So it's coming along. So the algae, this is a filamentous algae. So again, it's growing on the bottom like grass as far as I know. Again, if I'm wrong, you'll correct me or somebody hopefully will in the comments there. But it's weird. You would think it's really slimy and gross feeling, but it's just like wet hair. It's really freaking weird. It's not like gross feeling at all. It's really strange. But this is dead from what I'm understanding. The stuff is growing on the bottom and then releases when it's dead. But we're trying to get this treated. So the aerators are in the pond for the water quality health. As this stuff dies, it's taking oxygen out of the pond and whatever. Now the one aerator used to be over on the other side of the pond. Through a miscommunication through my son and I, trying to get the string markers off of it. They're tied to bottles. He drug the whole thing over to the edge. It's supposed to be over there or whatever. We'll move that back over. But that being said, so we're working our way through but we're working our way through managing the algae situation. It might be a while before we really get under control. I'm trying to not dye the water. I don't love that aesthetic, but we may be forced to do that. I don't know. And we get so much runoff. I think 1-inch rainfall event runs 1.5 million gallons of water through the pond. It would bleed that dye out pretty fast, I feel like. So, but that being said, that's the pond setup. We're good to go. Dirt Bike Man, what's up? We back Bill Levi for this expense, don't worry.
Levi.
You ready to ride? All right, be careful out there, you know the deal. The name of the game now is production, right? Being as we're really trying to hit some cool revenue numbers and doing that with a team, right? And as our mentality and philosophy has been for a long time, it's doing the most amount of work with the littlest amount of effort possible. And so one of those things I'm always looking for ways, and we're always looking for ways to minimize labor. This is super simple, and we actually built another one actually dedicated to this, but I had more plants come today, and I'm not gonna carry 3 plants at a time forever, right? So went and grabbed a sheet of plywood, set it on the forks of the skid steer, and got it up to the delivery truck, and we put all the plants on just a sheet of plywood. Inside, I'll show you the little plywood unit we made just to handle plants on, but it's the same as our tool cage concept, and so we're kind of working our way through that, but we're trying to always save labor and minimize movement as much as we can. Well, a couple things, just showing another one of these simple platforms I made out of a sheet of plywood and 2x4s. And so it's got skids under it. It got kind of crushed at one point or warped. I don't know, I don't care. But this is an easy way to move a lot of plants around a job site. And so you can pick this up with a mini skid steer or full size, set it on a truck, cover it obviously for windburn issues. Or if you've seen us loaded on that ants trailer we have, which is pretty sweet, we just conveyor belt this thing right on there, and it's carrying 30 plants, which would be 10 trips, you know, with one man. So we're always trying to do this. These plants are all going to different jobs, and as dirt bikes blow by here. But that's the concept, right? So we're always building this. We'll continue to build and fabricate this stuff out of metal, but we start with wood to kind of get a proof of concept going. And then we'll figure out how we want to make it, and then we'll build it into metal. You'll see a tool cage concept we got going right now too. So other than that, there's the new grill. We're waiting. There's the new grill. Reminds me of a Jim Carrey skit. Or no, not Jim Carrey. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we got the new grill and the doors there for the grill down there. At the Vibe patios, so really looking forward to getting those installed. Got to get a countertop going for it. Also too, you can see the Optimus sander there. That thing is amazing. You've seen it maybe in some other YouTube videos we've got, but that thing has been wonderful for applying resin sand to our pavers, so we dearly love that thing. Gotta stop saying break yourself with that. Other than that, pickleball, we set this up here. Mike Lasecki, I'm calling you out to come kick my butt at my own facility here. But Mike, anytime you want a pickleball, holler. So we messed around with that a little bit this winter. That was kind of fun. I didn't realize there were so many rules, but I got a pickleball coach. We're about to go hard. So that being said, we're gonna try to roll here. All right, hell yeah. So we're in between jobs at the moment, so a lot of equipment is in, and we're actually rained out of a lot of work right now. It's a really challenging spring. But we got a lot of equipment in right now. We're in between projects. We're getting rained out like crazy. But yeah, so we're in between a lot of work right now. It's really it's been a challenging spring, a little more than normal. We just keep getting rained out of stuff. So I want to show you this tool cage concept real quick. This is something, I got this idea from someone on Instagram, and I can't remember who it is to give credit for it, so I'm sorry. But we took one of these tool cages here, and my buddy Cold at Midnight Steel welded up this idea that they crudely drew out on a piece of paper. But this is gonna hold all of our tools and equipment, and then these little independent cages here, which I freaking love, for marking paint and all that. And then we've got the actual box itself for stuff that we don't want to get stolen so easy, like saws, maybe a couple bags of repair mortar, quickcrete, all that kind of stuff. So this is a pretty good setup here. I like this. This might be like our go-to on this. Other than that, a couple other things, just showing other styles of cages we have for tools. This old Jake Bradley built one that was pretty cool out of another kind of like prefabricated cage box thing like that. That one's a pretty big mess. That's a Hardscape Academy cage. It gets used out in the field again for content and stuff like that. But it's a bit of a mess right now, but that's like real world life, what it looks like. We're asking a lot of that cage. We're trying to cram a lot of stuff into a little, kind of the old adage, we're trying to put 10 pounds of mud in a 5-pound sack kind of deal. But another use of that stuff too, I want to show like how we're always trying to systematize stuff is, again, like this is the Hardscape Academy cage. And again, Milwaukee, has been awesome with supporting Hardscape Academy and the Auman channel. But this battery saw is super expensive, but my guys love that thing. It's a go-to for them now. So maybe it is like one of those things. I used to think it was like the luxury tool once you're really established in hardscaping, but it's kind of becoming to where it's like, I think it's pretty awesome. And the guys prefer using that thing over the gas saw. So but the other kit we have here in a cage style is this pump cage here. And this has our transfer pumps on it, suction hoses, discharge hoses, can of gas, all sorts of fittings and things for 2-inch trash pumps. And so the guys, when they need to move water, they're just grabbing this entire cage and moving it onto a job site, and they know it has everything in it instead of pulling that off and trying to find the fittings and doing stuff. So we're just trying to constantly give everything a methodology, a cage, a dedicated space, whatever, and on top of that, just our inventory, just constantly inventorying and building up our inventory always. It sucks all the money that gets put into it. I mean, there's tens of thousands of dollars in inventory in this place, let alone what's outside, but it is way cheaper than sending guys to Home Depot randomly to get a PVC fitting or a Fernco or a bag of poly sand, you name it. And so that's our philosophy, and what we're finding out is it's doing nothing but just produce major ROIs. So we're all about that. We'll go outside, show you a few things going on outside at the moment, and that'll be it for the updated shop tour, so far as I know. Anyway. Inventory management. So we just did a big purge of hardscape materials, and this is what has survived so far. These Unilock Copthorn, we use a ton of these, so they always are gonna stay because they're gonna go job to job to job. We use those for banding, stuff like that. But wall block and some other stuff we use regularly, we're gonna hang on to that, but we purged 2 big truckloads of stuff just to get it out of here and make space. We got another delivery of palletized mulch. We use all palletized mulch. For us in our setup, it's the most effective use of labor and equipment we have found. Bulk doesn't work for us, even with our current dump truck setup. We don't like hand shoveling mulch. We know we can move 1.5 foot cubic material in one action, versus with a scoop shovel, maybe only move 3/4 of a cubic foot each scoop shovel, and it's way more laborious. So we do bag mulch. Some people think we're insane or silly, or even worse, they think we're dumb. And the reality is, so far as I can tell with the mathematics of it and the labor use of it, and the guys prefer it, it's way better ROI on labor. So that's what we're doing. And we don't do a lot, we don't mulch warehouses and apartment complexes, stuff like that. We do our residential design build projects. And we go through like probably 4 or 5 semis a year, so nothing too crazy of mulch there. Pallet management is always challenging. Old pallets that we gotta get rid of. It's always a pain. As soon as this stuff gets stacked and back, the yard will look a little bit better. But having bulk topsoil again, that's a new great thing. And behind you, on the other end of this too, here is our just debris management is so tough. Every day the guys are coming home, which is why we moved the 1-ton dump trucks. For just debris management. Every day it's just a little bit of material coming in. Instead of loading down on a dump trailer and hassle with that, we're moving to all mason body fold down dump trucks, and so it's for export of little amounts of material off site. So our philosophy at the moment is we're just making big piles of that, and then we have a quad axle come in and we load out the quad axle once or twice a month with debris. And so far we think that's the way to go with debris management to get rid of this stuff. So that's what we're working. I think more or less that's the shop tour. In the office, nothing major going on other than Michael has his own design desk now, and the podcast studio kid contractor still rolling. I think that's it from here at Auman HQ. Thank you folks for joining. This gets asked about a lot. It's in the background, a lot of videos and photos and stuff. This is not my dirt bike. This is Pap's. He used to race enduro back in the day, and he traded in his Harley and got this Honda 300L, whatever this thing is. And he's been riding around the kids, having fun with that on their dirt bikes and all that. So I don't have time or money at the moment for a hobby like this. My 4-wheeler is kind of my go-to for just getting around, but someday we'll get one of these. But this is Pap. So if you see Pap, talk to him about his enduro days and maybe his current whip here. So wanted to point that out. One thing too, I want to add 35 addendums here. But something that's been really fun with LMN and our assistant D, but we've been managing the crew efficiency score through the LMN Time app or in the Crew Tracker app. And when we had 6 guys at the moment, we had 2 apprentices and our 4 core crew leaders. When we had our now that we have our 4 core crew leaders and we had 2 apprentices, which we're looking on replacing here in the next couple days, as well as another foreman quality individual. But we've been doing the crew efficiency score, and what that does is that tracks, because the guys clock into the shop when they get here in the morning, and it clocks their drive time, and then we clock their time on site. And so their time on site is measured against their unbillable time. And so we got crew efficiency scores here that Britt posts monthly, with Bo leading at the moment at 82. And this fluctuates a little bit, but the guys have gotten pretty competitive about this, and it's been a lot of fun. A lot of trash talking about, whose score was what. Like Josh usually scores pretty high, but he's a little low this month. So it's been really funny to see the guys combat with this in a fun manner. There's Cabela's or Amazon gift card on the line for winning every month. And so as we add more and more team to this, it's just going to be a fun thing. And it's been really funny to see the guys give each other a pretty hard time about who's got a higher score this month or not. And it's something I didn't think would actually motivate guys to pay more attention to this kind of stuff, because we also on top of that explain, the amount of unbillable time they're on affects how much we can pay them in the years to come. So if we can cut 10 minutes a day out each, 10 minutes of unbillable time out per day per guy over a year, it's tens of thousands of dollars of unbillable time that we could hopefully then bill for, which allows us to, as we track this and pay more attention to it, if we get it out of the system permanently, allows us to continue to pay very high wages to the tune of $1 or $2 an hour per year, just for little improvements like that, let alone if we can do that 10 different times. It really adds up to where we can be paying 40 bucks an hour within a few years. We're already paying very high right now, but we could get to like as high as 40 bucks an hour if we can really get to where it's here, load, gone, and we're on site building. And we've got some really cool stuff in the works here as far as being able to pay guys some incredible wages that'll really help draw more and more talent and allow us to produce better and better work, serve our clients even better. And it's just this self-licking ice cream cone. It really just starts to turn into something awesome. So starting with a lot of little KPI measuring points like this, key performance indicators, it's just been a lot of fun. And at any level company, you can do this kind of stuff to start instill and boost morale and culture in the company, to get people thinking about how can we be more productive so that essentially the company does better and then they get paid better too. So it sounds like corporate crap, but when you understand it, it really is something. It really works. So we're really excited about it. The Element budgeting and estimating feature with the crew tracking app is absolutely awesome. We run our payroll through it and all that stuff. So anyways, that's been a lot of fun. Okay, I think that's it. Here we go.